Hello. Would you vote for a politician even if he was gay? You mean homosexual? Kids, I have a feeling that by now, you and I and pretty much everybody else out there, whether they wanted to or not, whether they even knew about it or not, I'm fairly certain that everybody has long since already voted for probably several politicians of this persuasion. Matter of fact, I would hasten to wager, yeah, I think it's a safe bet. What is your take on William S. Burroughs? The writer. I know who this is. Latter-day beatnik, countercultural, drugstore cowboy, all-around badass, pop culture icon, who many of you love and revere, meaning I better tread carefully. Although that's not going to be necessary because there's not a whole lot I can say about this guy. I've never read anything that he's written. I only know the very basics. Outside of that, I did discover long ago that I do have one vicarious connection with this gentleman. Being as I am, an outsider to your world, being here on the outside, looking in at all of you, occasionally, when I venture out into your world, I do encounter those naked lunch intervals wherein I truly am able to experience that frozen moment when I can see what is on the end of all of your respective forks. Are you trying to tell us that you don't think MAGA Republicans are creepy and weird? Here again, your Make America Great Again degenerates are not even Republicans. See, they are their own nightmare train wreck aberration. Today's Republicans are largely reprobates, cowards, and fools. Try to remember that, huh? And as to your question here, I have warned you before against these Crayola crayon preschool playground words, which ultimately do more harm than any kind of good, because they can be grabbed, turned around, and weaponized right back at all of you on the rebound, which is why in the long run they are useless, especially in lieu of the fact that you have at your disposal an encyclopedic plethora of words which are immeasurably more well suited to the purpose, infinitely more insulting, especially, as it were, if they are deployed with a pinpoint, point-blank precision. Proceed. Next Sunday. That's all right. Thank you, lad. It would be unimaginably more fulfilling. So much more gratifying. And besides, on top of that, you are faced with an unavoidable contradiction in terms here. Aren't some of you the self-same people who run around with the bumper stickers, keep Portland weird, or lately I've even seen make Portland weird again, if that doesn't have a ring of familiarity to it. If weird is bad, if weird is not the thing to be, if weird is not where it's at, well then, you see how the worlds collide here? Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Build up a much better lexiconography. There are so many other words which have all the finesse, all the grace of a rusty razor blade. Dear Godfather, do you have any more of those formal photos you talked about last time left? I'd like to have one. If you want it, here it is, come and get it. But you better hurry, 'cause they're going fast. What are your personal pronouns? Personal pronouns? Parts of speech? Like articles and prepositions? You mean that he, she, they, them, this, that, these, those, ongoing and endlessly shifting game of guess who, or guess what, or guess which. Kids, I know, I understand the significance which you place upon personal pronouns in this sense. In fact, not only do I understand, I acknowledge and I fully recognize, and moreover, I respect this significance, especially when it's respectfully asserted to me. What I ask of you, in fact, what I implore you to do, is to open your minds to yet another grammatical potentiality, which I've been working on in the interim, as its significance asserted itself to me. As much importance as you place upon personal pronouns, I ask you to consider that it may well just be that an individual person's personal adjectives are that much more important. An individual's personal adjectives. These are the words which represent and reflect that individual's personal integrity. Their honor, their honesty, their humility, their dignity, their decency, their trustworthiness, their worth overall, their basic integrity. Focus, if you will, on an individual person's personal adjectives. And then, by all means, you may take it from there.